Today, we got a surprise visit from the Kettle Ghost. We were getting lunch. Jean was really hungry when we got a knock on the door. "Who is it?" Heidi asked. T stood up.
"I'll go check."
She walked over to the door and peered in through the window. Then she looked back at us.
"It's the Kettle Ghost. I don't think I need to open the door. He'll probably
Hello!
appear anyway."
So, as a ghost, I had to perfect my powers, right?
Jean put a piece of lettuce on her sandwich.
Sure.
That means that when I'm practicing a new skill, I need confirmation that I'm doing it correctly.
Where are you going with this?
Well, it just so happens that the skill I'm working on right now is teleportation, and I need subjects to teleport.
I opened my mouth to point out that he could just teleport regular household objects, but before I could say anything, he was gone. I looked around me and was shocked. I was standing in a huge city with Heidi, Stiletto, and T right next to me. "Where did Jean go?" Heidi asked. I turned around and spotted the back of a tall girl with long brown hair walking towards the nearest restaurant. I would say over there. The four of us ran over to Jean, who by that time was sitting at the restaurant taking orders. We joined her, placed our orders, and the waiter walked away.
So, I guess Kettle Ghost's teleportation spell worked.
T said as we waited for our food. Heidi fiddled with a straw on the table. "Yes, but now we have to find our way out of the city." Then a realization hit me. We're lost, aren't we? My friends all looked at me and nodded.
Well, it's good that we're getting food at least. We can't function on an empty stomach.
Yeah, even though you told us basically the most expensive restaurant on Earth.
I was hungry. I told you I can't function on an empty stomach.
After waiting for a few more minutes, the waiter delivered our food. We ate up and headed out the door with much happier bellies, ready to find our way back home. We ended up taking a walk through the park, which led us to a row of shops that we walked through. We didn't buy anything though. Just like everything else in the city, the shops were expensive. It was now starting to get dark outside, and we were all getting nervous. There weren't any hotels nearby, nor any methods of transportation. Stiletto began to make a bed out of leaves, and I knew we were desperate when T joined her. I sat down on a bench and tried to think. Jean sat down next to me and we watched Stiletto, T, and now Heidi fluff their leaf beds.
Do we have any way to contact the Kettle Ghost?
No, he's a ghost. I doubt he has a phone number. Stiletto overheard us and walked over. "You could just yell his name and hope that he hears us." Yeah, that would work. "Kettle Ghost!"
Yes?
"Kettle Ghost?"
"'Tis I!" That's me.
"Where are you?"
Controlling the city.
We all stood there, confused.
Isn't it neat? This city isn't anywhere on Earth. It's just a nice, safe little made-up world. What do you think?
"I think we want to go home, Mr. Kettle. Stiletto, Heidi, and T have all begun to make beds out of leaves."
Okay.
A door appeared a few feet away.
Just walk through that door and you'll be safely home in no time.
"Thank you." I stood up and began walking to the door when a huge tunnel appeared in front of me. We all screamed again. "Kettle Ghost, what is this?"
I don't know. It wasn't me. It seems like there is another ghost controlling this place.
"Can you get it out of the way?" We all waited a few seconds before a reply.
No, I just tried. It's stuck. The other ghost must be very strong.
"Can you teleport us out of here then?"
If I did that, this whole world would explode.
"Who cares?"
I care. If the other ghost is as powerful as they seem, I don't want them getting angry that I destroyed their world.
We all stood there for a few minutes, trying to think of a solution. Finally, the Kettle Ghost spoke up.
I'll go talk to the other ghost and see if we can work something out. If nothing works, I want you all to start working your way through the tunnel to the door. That's probably the safest way to get out.
We nodded and headed into the tunnel. "Oh, this'll be easy. The door isn't that far away, and there's nothing besides this tunnel we have to get through." Stiletto ducked and screamed. We whipped our heads over to our left, where a knife was stuck in the wall. "That's probably the safest way to get out. Stupid Kettle Ghost!" Without saying anything, we were all in silent agreement that there was no way to get to the door. Except for T. As we all walked out of the tunnel, T analyzed the walls and found the holes where all of the knives would be thrown out of. She was then able to make her way through the obstacle, avoiding each knife based on where the holes in the walls were. She guided the rest of us through the obstacle so we all made it safely. Unfortunately, that was not the only obstacle in our way. We then faced a laser maze, which immediately discouraged each of us because we didn't want to be chopped up into little bits. We turned around to head back again, but before we knew it, Jean had found the control panel and turned off the lasers. We were able to walk through without any complications after that. In front of us next was what looked like a normal sidewalk. Heidi stepped on it and got startled once it started to sink, revealing a whole bunch of spikes that were hidden underneath. When she took her foot off, the concrete popped back up again, and the spikes were gone. Stiletto figured a way around that obstacle pretty quickly. Just run across it as fast as you can, and it won't have enough time to sink down and reveal the spikes. After that, a solid iron wall was placed in front of us. There was no way we could make it through, so we sat there and ate some bread Jean had taken from the restaurant. Then we heard Kettle Ghost speak from above us.
Well, I talked to the other ghost as best I could. Let me just say, as a former judge, that ghost is not good at all. There's no hope with reasoning for them. How are you all doing in the tunnel?
Awful! I'm surprised we aren't dead yet. Tell me how it's possible to walk through an iron wall.
Well, as a ghost, that would be a pretty easy task.
Ha! Maybe it would have been helpful if we did die! That's when I came up with an idea. Hey, Kettle Ghost, could you make all of us turn transparent?
While I'm controlling the city? No. I would need to be closer to you all to do that.
Could you come down to us?
Yes. But then I would be giving up all the power I have over the city, and the other ghosts could do whatever they want to us.
They can't harm us if we're transparent, right? Everything would go through us.
If I did a temporary ghost spell, they couldn't hurt us, could they?
Would it work?
Yes, it would most likely work. Hang on a second, I'm coming down!
Within a few seconds, Kettle Ghost was floating right next to us, cast a spell, and we all walked through the iron wall. I honestly forgot what the next obstacles were because he breezed through them so quickly. Nothing could harm us as ghosts, and it was really fun to float. Finally, we reached the doors, and just as I reached out my hand to open them, one last obstacle appeared.
Gah!
What?
Water!
What about water?
Ghosts can't touch water or else we'll evaporate. Poof! Gone!
Let's just float above the water then.
No, we can't do that either. Water renders us floatless. How long are we ghosts, Kettle Ghost? An hour or two. Depends on how well I did the spell.
T sat down.
Let's wait then. We can swim across when we aren't ghosts anymore. What about me? You...
T bit her lip.
I don't know.
Maybe the water isn't that deep. Then we could carry you over. I floated over to the water and looked in. It's hard to tell right now. We'll have to test when we aren't ghosts anymore. We all sat down in the circle and Kettle Ghost materialized a ghostly version of Monopoly in front of us. We played for a little while until I could feel the floor underneath me. We were human again. Heidi stepped into the pool, and luckily, it only went up to her knees. We all stepped into the water and held our hands out for Kettle Ghost to float onto. We carried him over to the doors and managed to escape without any harm done to us. Jean's hungry again. I'm gonna go help make dinner. Bye!